All right, so I noticed that we're struggling still on reverse FOIL. So I just wanted to go over a problem here. First thing you do is if the number in front of the x squared, if the a is 1, you could use AM method. So what that means is you're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 5 and that add to be 6. Okay, so multiply to be 5, only factors are 5 and 1 or 1 and 5. And they also add to be 6. So what do you do with that? You go x plus 5 and x plus 1. If it just says factor, you're done. That's it. If it said solve, you'd split it, set each of them equal to 0. All right? So for this one, they're telling you y equals 3x. You could do this algebraically or in the calculator once you got the y by itself, but that's what today's lesson is. But let's just go ahead and do it algebraically. Y equals 3x, so wherever you see a y, you're going to plug in 3x here. Everything else just comes down. There's no y's there. And this is equal to 22. So this is 6x plus 5x is equal to 22, right? You see what I'm doing? I'm just working down. 11x equals 22. Divide both sides by 11 and you get x is equal to 2. And they're just asking us what is x. We're done. All right. So there are three situations that can happen if you have a line and a parabola. They could either never meet, right? Or if the line's like this, same thing, that would never meet, so no solution. The other thing that can happen is it can meet one place, like if it crosses right at a vertex, min or max. The other thing that can happen is it's two solutions, right, if it cuts through. Um, so graphing or substitution, there are two ways to solve this. So it says solve by graphing. So that means that we're going to go ahead, take our calculator, go to y equals, and type this in. So x squared is right here, plus 2x minus 4. And over here, I'm going to go to y2 and plug in 2x plus 5. And I want to hit graph. If you can't see it, then you need to adjust this window button. Let's see, that's the first one, and y equals 2x plus 5. Okay, it looks like it's going to hit twice. So this one we can see, but this one we cannot. So we're going to go ahead and hit window, and we're going to change our y max because we want it to be taller at the top. And let's just go 15. Let's see if we see it now. So first one, second, do we see it? All right, so now we see both points. So to get the calculator to find what this point is, you hit second trace, which is the calc button, and option number 5 is something called intersection. So the easiest way to do it is to, since there are two of them, we're going to go to the first one. So just hit enter, enter, enter when you're in this mode. So the first point is at -3, -1. So we're going to go ahead and write that. -3, comma, -1 is our first point of intersection. And then we want the calculator to give us the second one. So you hit second trace again, option number 5, and now we're going to go over to the other one. If you just hit enter, enter, enter on the left-hand side, it'll give you the same coordinates again. What's the point? Okay. So we want to go, and I want to show you that even though we're not at the point, I'm in the general direction or in the location of the point. So enter, 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 and it'll give me 3, comma 11. So 3 comma 11 is my second point, and those are my solutions. Okay. All right. Solve using substitution. So what does that mean, right? I'm going to take this y equals 2x plus 5, and wherever I see a y, I'm going to plug in 2x plus 5. So I have 2x plus 5 is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 4. We're going to bring everything over to one side like we've been doing. So minus 2x minus 2x. This is beautiful because this cancels out. Minus 5 minus 5. This cancels out, so I'm left with x squared minus 9 equals 0. So here I can double bubble here and figure out what this is going to be. Reverse FOIL, x and x, 3 and 3. To get the middle terms to cancel out, one has to be positive, the other one has to be negative, set it equal to 0, right? Keyword here is solve. So we need to take each of these, right? We're going to split this up and put x plus 3 equals 0 is one solution, x minus 3 equals 0 is my other solution, and if I subtract 3 from both sides, I get x equals -3 here. That's one answer. Here, if I add 3 to both sides, I get x is equal to 3. That's my other answer. And since it says solve the following system of equations, and the equations have an x and a y, I need to figure out what my y's are. So I kind of go through and cheat. So I've already done it, right? This is the same problem from above. So now I can hit second graph. So I can go to my table, find -3, and across from -3, what's my answer, right? -1. So one of my answers are -3 comma -1, just like I had up here magically, okay? And then the other solution is going to be 3 comma 11, and I want to show you that I know it because if I go to 3, across from 3 is 11. Okay, do you see that? So how do I know that they're equal? Because it's the same number y1, y2. All right. So that is model problem numbers 1 and 2. Model problem 3, it says find. It doesn't tell us how to find. So I give you a suggestion, right? Substitute y equals 3x plus 10 into the other equation, right? So I take this and I plug it into the y. So I'm going to get x squared plus, and instead of y squared, I'm going to plug in 3x plus 10 squared equals 10. You could have done this algebraically, well, I'm sorry, on the calculator, get the y by itself, but then you're going to have two cases. So I'm just going to do it the longer way. So x squared plus, and then I have 3x plus 10 here, times 3x plus 10, and that's equal to 10. So I'm going to FOIL here. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 10 is 30x. 10 times 3x is another 30x, and 10 times 10 is 100. This is equal to 10, and then I bring down the x squared. So I can do these at the same time. Okay, so I see x squared plus 9x squared is 10x squared. 10x plus, sorry, 30x plus 30x is 60x. This is 100 plus 100 is equal to 10. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. I went ahead of myself, so minus 10 from both sides. So this gives me equals to 0. This is 10x squared plus 60x plus 90 equals 0. So I see that 10 goes into all of this. So if I divide everything by 10, I get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 10. And then I double bubble here, right? Looking for two numbers that multiply to give me 9 and add to give me 6. So 3 and 3, boom. So x plus 3, x plus 3, both equal to 0, right? Switch the sign, so I get x equals -3 and x equals -3, okay? So that since that's the same number, right? And then last thing is I'm going to check it. So I have I want to find out what the y is. So if x equals -3, to find the y, I can take this and plug this back in. If I go to my calculator, easiest way for me to do this is to reset. So second quit, second plus 712. So I'm plugging in my solution, right, which is -3. So I have 3x plus 10. So I'm going to go here to 3x plus 10. And across from it, I'm going to find the answer that I was looking for, which is -3. And across from -3 is 1. So y equals -1. Okay, so there is my solution. And remember, you want to check it. So you plug it into the first one. So -3 squared is 9 plus 1 squared is 1. 9 plus 1 equals 10. That works, and this works as well. Okay. So our coordinate is -3 comma -1. You could write it like that, or you could write it like this. Doesn't matter. All right, good job. Try the check for understanding. Enjoy.